So, dear students, let's see a few good level questions from the concepts of mixture that we have learned. So, these questions are actually real life questions. So, these questions have been asked in real exams, and these are one of the best questions to have been asked. So, now let's have a look at this one. A jar full of whiskey contains 60% alcohol. A part of this is replaced by another containing 48% alcohol, and now the percentage of alcohol was found to be 55 percentage. The quantity of whiskey replaced is what percentage of original volume? So here you can see, so what is being conveyed? So there was initially a jar which was filled with a solution 60% pure alcohol. So you begin with something which is 60% concentrated. What did you do? You replace it with another solution containing 48% alcohol. Now understand what is this concept of replacement. Let's suppose you are replacing this portion, this much, with the second solution, that is 48% solution. So replacement can also, instead of replacing, can't we say that we mixed this portion of the original solution with this portion of the new solution? So replacement is also like mixing two different solutions. So replacement can be thought in that way. So instead of replacing, you just consider that you are mixing two solutions, then you find the ratio. Suppose I find the ratio in which these two are mixed is 3:1, then what does this indicate? In the original volume, this represented 3 parts and this represented 1 part. Then I would safely say that I had removed 1 out of 4 parts. So just to convey to you, the point that I wanted to highlight before you is that replacement questions should be treated as mixing of two solutions. So fine, so let us see. So now you had two solutions. The first one was 60% strong, the other one was 48% strong. So instead of replacing, I am simply considering that, let's suppose that this is the portion I have replaced. So now I am trying to find the ratio in which these two ultimately got mixed. So this is what I replaced. So this much is 48% of strength and this is of 60% strength. So I am considering that, let's suppose I mixed this much of 60% concentrated solution with this much of 48% concentrated solution. What was the result? What was the outcome? The outcome was that finally it was 55% concentrated. So using the concept of alligation crisscross method, so 60 and 55. So 60 and 55, the difference of 5. So this 5 we have to write here. 48 and 55, what is the difference? Difference of 7. So crisscross. So this basically tells us that this is the ratio in which these were mixed. So the ratio comes out to be 7:5. Now what? So it basically means that initially there were 12 parts, 7 plus 5. Initially there were 12 parts. You took 5 parts out. That means you let remain 7 parts of this 60% solution behind. So you took this out and replaced it with 48% solution. So what you have done just now, out of a total of 12 parts, you have replaced 5 parts. So replaced portion was 5 out of 12. So in terms of percentage, this will be equal to this much if you multiply it with 100%. So this is 5 by 12 into 100%, both are cancelable by 4, so 25 by 3, so this is 75 by 125 by 3, so 125 by 3, so this comes out to be 41.66 percentage. So yes, this one 41.66 percentage. So now let's move to the next one. Two vessels contain a mixture of spirit and water. In the first vessel, the ratio of spirit to water, so this should be 2, not of. So grammatically this is correct. In the first vessel, the ratio of spirit to water is 8:3, and in the second vessel, the ratio is 5:1. So a 280 liters cask is filled from these two vessels so as to contain a mixture of spirit and vessel and water in the ratio 4:1. So let's make sense of what is being said here. So you basically had two different kind of solutions which you are gonna mix. So what was the property of these two kind of solution? In the first, the ratio of spirit to water is 8:3. Spirit to water. So spirit S, water W. So 8:3, and in the second one, the ratio was ratio of the same elements, spirit and water. The ratio is 5:1. 5:1. Now the question is, you took some volume of this and you took some volume of this to come up with what? So to come up with 280 liters of a new solution. So because it is being said that a 280 liter cask is filled. So filling a cask, so how you have filled that cask? So you have taken some volume from here, some volume from here, so that the final volume came out to be equal to 280 liters. And what is the property of the final solution? In that 280 liters, the ratio of these same elements is 4:1. So same elements, spirit and water. So this is the question. So as per this given data, we have to find that how many liters are taken from the first vessel. So how many liters are we actually taking from this vessel? So I'll tell you the easiest most method to solve such questions. So just add these values. So 8 plus 3, so this is 11. 5 plus 1, so this is 6. 4 plus 1, so this is 5. So if you take the ratio of these three, ratio of 11, 5 and 6, what does this come out to be? So 11 into 5, 55, 55 into 6, so 55 into 6 is 330. So the point is, so rewrite this ratio, rewrite the ratios such that the sum of the terms come out to be 330, because 330 would be such a number which can be divided in ratio 8:3, in ratio 4:1 and in ratio 5:1. So I am rewriting this ratio 8:3. So 8 plus 3, 11. So you need to multiply the terms with 30. So because 6 into 5, 30. So if you multiply the terms are 8 and 3. So multiplying by 30. So I am multiplying the terms by 30, 6 into 5, 30, so that the sum of the terms should be equal to 330. So 8:3 can also be written as, now multiply by 30. 8 into 30, 240. 3 into 30, 90. So the sum of the terms is 330. Similarly, apply the same logic here. Now the sum is 6. You want the sum to be 330. So 11 into 5. So you need to multiply the terms with 55. So 5:1 can also be written as 275:55. Do the same here. Now the sum is 5. So you need to multiply this with 66, 11 into 6. So 66 into 4. So that is 264 is to 66. So still the sum comes out to be 330. Now what is the effect of doing this? If you apply the concept of alligation now as per this new ratios, so what is the new ratios? 240 is to 90. 240 is to 90. So this was type A. The ratio for type B is 275 is to 55. And in the resultant, the same ratio is 264 is to 66. So 264 is to 66. Now if you apply the concept of alligation here, so this is spirit, this is water, this is spirit, this is water, spirit, water. So if you apply the concept of proportionality here, what proportion of, type A is represented by spirit? So 240 out of 330. So 240 out of 330 is spirit. So this is type A. What about type B? 275 out of 330. So 240 out of 330. 275 out of 330. So you are mixing these two types to come up with a third type, which should be 264 by 330. So now if you take the difference, taking the difference will be convenient because the denominator is same everywhere. So let's take the difference. Or if you can think, you can actually cancel out this 330. It holds no meaning because ultimately you are going to take ratio. So only the relative difference matters. So you can remove this 330. So what is the difference between 240 and 264? So this is 24. Similarly, what is the difference between 64 and 75? So this is 11. So this gives you the ratio in which you need to mix these two liquids. So what is that ratio? Ratio in which these two liquids needs to be mixed is 11 is to 24. So what is the total volume? Total volume is 280. So some part came from A, some part came from B, and the total came out to be 280. So this 280 came from two sources, A and B. The ratios of volume is 11 is to 24. So what is the volume that came from A? So volume that came from A is equal to 11 parts out of total of 11 plus 24, 35 parts of total volume is 280. So this is equal to 11 by 35. So if you take here, so 11 by 35 into 280. So both these are multiples of 7. So 5 and 40. So basically 8 times. So 11 8s are 88. So final answer is 88. So let's see the next example. Ram prepares solutions of alcohol in water according to customer's need. This morning, Ram has prepared 27 liters of 12% alcohol solution and kept it ready in a 27-liter delivery container to be shipped to the customer. Just before delivery, he finds out that the customer had asked for 27 liters of 21% alcohol solution. So he was thinking that this is what he have to give. To prepare what the customer wants, Ram replaces a portion of 12% solution by 39% solution. How many liters of 12% solution are replaced? So now understand what is the meaning of this question. So there is this guy Ram. So he got some let's say order from his customer. His customer told him that you have to supply me 27 liters. So 27 liters of 21% concentrated solution. So this is what he wanted, but Ram did a mistake. He prepared 27 liters of 12% solution. So he prepared something which is 12% concentrated. So let's call this liquid A. But at the last moment he understood that he have to deliver something which is 21% concentrated. For that, what he did? So this is the original quantity, this is the original liquid that he had prepared. So what he did? He replaces a portion. So let's suppose he replaces this much. So replacing means this got replaced by 39% solution and this is the original solution. So replacing can be thought of like mixing these two quantities. Instead of replacing this quantity, you can say that you mixed this much of liquid A with this much of liquid B. So what was the result? The result was that he corrected his mistake. He now comes up with a liquid that is 21% strong. So you can see this is like mixing two different solutions having strength 12 and 39%, and the final result is this. So you can immediately find out that in what ratios you have mixed this. So what is the difference between 12 and 21? So the difference is 9. And what is this difference? This is 18. So this 18 and 9 will give you the ratio. Ratio is 2:1. That means in the final solution, this is what has happened. 2 parts of liquid A and 1 part of liquid B, 2:1. It means out of 3 parts you have replaced 1 part. So it indicates replacement of 1 out of 3 parts. So 1/3 got replaced. What is the question? How many liters of 12% solution are replaced? So the total volume is 27. So total volume of 27 is coming from 2 sources, A and B. So ratio is 2:1. So this is 18, this is 9. So this is 9. It means 9 liters got replaced. Therefore 9 liters must have been replaced. Must have been replaced. So final answer 9. So dear students, now let's have a look at one of the most trickiest part of this topic, that is mixing of 3 mixtures. So till now we have seen examples in which we were having 2 different liquids, but now we are venturing into the type of questions that would require you to mix 3 different types of liquids. So let's take an example. So let's begin with this one. In what ratio must acid solutions of concentrations 10%, 15% and 50% be mixed to get an acid solution of 40% concentration? So now let's understand something. So this time you have 3 different types of liquids. So let's call them A, B and C. So this is A. B is 15% concentrated. C is 50% concentrated. So you are going to take some portions of A. So some volume of A, some volume of B and some volume of C. So when you mix these 3 volumes, so what is the ultimate result? The ultimate result is that you come up with a solution that is 40% concentrated. So 40 lies between these 2 numbers, between B and C. So let's see how you can solve such questions. So since 40 lies between B and C, so you can say it also lies between A and C, isn't it? 40 lies between A and C and B and C. So you have to apply the concept of crisscross method of alligation on these two pairs, A and C, because 40 lies between A and C and also B and C. So let's do that. So assume for the time being you ignore B, simply ignore B, concentrate only on the data given for A and C. So A, C, what is their relative strength? So 10%, 50%. What is the final outcome? Final outcome is 40%. So in what ratio these have to be mixed? So let's solve this using crisscross method. So the difference between 10 and 40, so this is 30. Difference between 50 and 40, so this is 10. So what is this ratio? So ratio is 1:3. So this means we have to mix A and C in the ratio 1:3. So if you take 1 parts of A, immediately you will have to take 3 parts of C, and this will balance. So this will have a balancing effect. Similarly, solve for this pair B and C. So B's strength is 15%, C's strength is 50%, whereas the final outcome is 40%. So if you solve this using crisscross method, you will get the ratio. Difference between 15 and 40. So this is 25. What is this difference? Difference between 50 and 40. So this is 10. So if you take this ratio, so this ratio is 2:5, and this is the ratio of B and C. So 2:5. Fine. Now comes the tricky part. So what is the tricky part? What's so tricky about it? Let's understand. So what we have found out is this. So what we have found out is that if we take 1 parts of A and 3 parts of C and we mix them, it gets balanced. So gets balanced and produce a new liquid which is 40% concentrated. Similarly, we have found out if you take 2 parts of B and 5 parts of C, they too balance each other to produce 40%, 40% liquid. Now the problem is, so if you add this up, so one solution, so could be that take 1 liters of A, 2 liters of B, and 5 plus 3, 8 liters of C. This could be one solution. So let's solve this. So it means the strengths were, so let's use the weighted average method. So concentrations 10, 15, 50. The quantities 1, 2, 8. So let's apply the weighted average method. So resultant concentration percentage would be equal to 10 into 1, 10%, plus 15 into 2, 30%, plus 50 into 8, so 400%, whole divided by 1 plus 2 plus 8. So this comes out to be 440 divided by 11. So you can see this is one solution. If you do this, you are finally going to get 40% concentrated solution. So one answer can be that you need to mix them in the ratio 1:2:8. But you will see that this answer is not in the solution. So we have even verified, we have seen mathematically that if you take this much of A, this much of B and this much of C, you get the final answer. You get what you desired. But there is a catch, there is a problem. Let's understand what is that problem. So let's understand. So as per the initial calculation, so we have found out that if you take one part of A and three parts of C, things get balanced out. Also, if you take two parts of B and five parts of C, things get balanced out. And then if you mix these two, then eventually, that means you first prepare 40% liquid by mixing A and C, and then you prepare 40% solution by mixing B and C. Then whatever volume of A this you take and whatever volume of this you take, if you mix, it will still remain 40% only. So this is the problem. So what does this mean? It means if you take 6 and 15, so still the ratio is 2:5. So this will balance out. So I am saying I take B and C in this quantity 6 and 15. Also I take 1 and 3. Instead of taking 1 and 3, I take 2 and 6. This is the total quantity of A, B and C that will work. So A 2 kgs, B how many kgs? 6 kgs. C, so C you have to take a total of 15 plus 6, so 21 kgs. So let's see if this works mathematically. So A 10%, B 15%, C 50%. So it means if we take this liquids in this ratio, it should work. So let's see if this solution works or not, because logically it should work. So let's find the resultant percentage using the weighted average method. So 10 into 2, 20%, 15 into 6, 90%, 50 into 21, so 1050%, whole divided by 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 21, so that is 29. So 90 plus 210, so 110 plus 1050, so 1160 by 29 percentage. So 29 fours are 116. So yes, this also comes out to be equal to 40%. So you see, in such scenarios, many different combinations will give you the same answer, because then you can say that 1:3 is the ratio, then why don't I take A and C in the quantity 3 and 9, and B and C's ratio is 2:5, so why don't we take 20 and 50? So B and C 20 and 50. So even this would work. So you see, in such cases, infinite number of solutions are possible. Infinite number of solutions are possible. Please be careful. So if infinite number of solutions are possible, so let's have a look at the options. So if you look at the options, so options are there. So none of the options says that infinite solution. So how is this possible? You saw that many different answers are possible, but in the option it is not saying so. So this basically means that out of 4 options, any one out of these 4 given options, any one is going to fit the given description, or any one is mathematically feasible. So how are you going to find which one is mathematically feasible? So whenever you see such questions, so these questions are not to be solved, but instead of solving, you have to see that which one of the option fits the description. So how you can do that? So let's see. So now let's see. So you had found out that the ratio in which A and C are to be mixed is 1:3. The ratio in which B and C are to be mixed is 2:5. The basic most answer would have been 1:2:5 plus 3, 8. This would have been the basic most answer. The first answer that would come to your mind. But this answer is not in the option. So look at the options carefully. Look at the first option. First option says that A is equal to 2. So concentrate on the element that is alone. So either A is alone or B is alone. C is added. C comes from two sources. A comes from a single source, B comes from a single source. So concentrate on either A and B. So concentrate on A. So as per the basic solution, A should be 1. Look at the option. A is 2. So if A is 2, it means that this ratio should have been multiplied by 2. So if you do that, so instead of writing A is to C as 1:3, if this option is valid, so A will become 2 only when C will become 6. So 2, 6, 2, 5. So this option should work. 2, 2, 11. So you can see the other two numbers are 2 to 11. So this option fits. So this is the correct solution. So we will take a couple of more examples so this becomes easy for you. So next time you don't have to solve. You first find the ratio. So after finding the ratio, just look at the option, that which option fits. So we will take a couple of examples. Now let's have a look at this one. So in what ratio must a person mix three kinds of acid solutions? 60, 75 and 100% are their strength, so that the resultant mixture is 80% strong. So let's name them A, B and C. So their strengths 60%, 75% and 100%. The resultant lies here, 80%. So 80% lies between A and C. So A and C. So you have to apply alligation crisscross method to this pair A and C. Also 80% lies between B and C. So let's do that. Let's find the ratio first. So 60%, 100%. The resultant was 80%. So here 75%, 100%. The resultant is 80%. So let's find the basic ratio. So here 20. Here also difference is 20. So the basic ratio of A is to C comes out to be 1:1. What is the basic ratio of B and C? Difference between 75 and 80. So 5%. Here the difference is 20%. So the basic ratio between B and C 20:5, 4:1. Fine. So the basic ratio of A, B and C. Now I'm removing this unnecessary information. So since we don't have enough space. So A is to C 1:1. So first I will write down, then I will remove. So A, B, C. A is to B is to C. So A and C, the ratio is 1:1. So that means if you take one part of this, one part of this, things will get balanced out. Similarly, the ratio of B and C is 4:1. 4:1. So now let's see, let me remove the unnecessary part from the slide. So here you can see the basic most solution can be 1, 4, 1 plus 1, 2. Is this in one of the option 1, 4, 2? So yes, this is one of the options, so this is correct. Now let's take another example. In what ratio must a person mix three kinds of acid solutions? So let's name them A, B and C. Their strength is 30, 40% and 45%. What is the resultant? Resultant is 35% strong. So 35%, so this number is between A and C. So A and C, you have to apply crisscross method between A and C, and between A and B also. So this is also between A and B. So let's apply the crisscross method. Let's find the ratio. So A's strength is 30, C's strength is 45, resulting strength is 35. So if you take this ratio, 30 is to 35, so 5. So 45 is to 10 is to 5. So ratio between A and C, ratio between A and C has come out to be 2 is to 1. So if you take two parts from here and one part from C, things will get balanced out. Let's find out the ratio between A and B. So resultant is 35. So this ratio is 1 is to 1, 5 is to 5. So the basic most answer could have been 2 plus 1, 3 is to 1 is to 1. So 3 is to 1 is to 1 could have been the most ideal answer. But that is not in the option. That is not one of the options. Now what? Should I tick none of these? So no. As we have already seen that infinite answers are possible. Infinite answers are possible. So who knows? Who knows, one of these options could be correct. So just by looking at these options, it is not easy to predict. So you have to apply a bit of mathematics to it. So let's see what kind of mathematics you need to apply. So the basic solution didn't work. Basic solution didn't work. But still you can figure out this option can never be correct. Why? Why it can never be correct? Look, as per this, B is equal to 1 part. So if B is equal to 1 part, A should be equal to this much. And A and C, if exist, will alter this ratio. So 1 is to 1 is to 1 is not going to work. What about 2 is to 3 is to 4? So look here, B's value is 3. So B's value can be equal to 3 if this 1 becomes equal to 3. So if this 1 becomes equal to 3, it means A will also become equal to 3 to maintain this ratio. So as per this option, if B is equal to 3, that is possible. If you convert B to be equal to 3, A will also become equal to 3, and then the solution would mean 3 plus 2, 5, taking 5 parts of A, 2 parts of B and 1 part of C. So 5 is to 2 is to 1. So if you take this as 3, answer changes. This is 5 is to 3 is to 1. So it did not fit the description. So let's try the third option. Let's try this option. So A is to B is to C. So we have found out the ratio between A and C 2 is to 1. The ratio between B and C, A and B 1 is to 1. So this option did not work. This option did not work. So let's try the third option. So 5 is to 1 is to 2. So look here. C is equal to 2. So C is equal to 2 means you have made this equal to 2. So if this is equal to 2, that means you are multiplying the terms by 2. So if this becomes 2, this should become 4. So now if you add 4 plus 1, 5, B, 1, C, 2. So yes, you can see the third option fits the description. So in these kind of questions, you have to look which option fits the description. There is nothing to solve. You have to filter out which option is correct. So let's have a look at this one. So again 3 solutions are to be mixed. So let's name them A, B and C. So A, B and C. So in what ratio must a person mix 3 kinds of acid solutions having strength 50, 60 and 65%. So A, B and C, 50%, 60%, 65%. What is the resultant? Resultant is 52.50% strong. So between A and B, also between A and C. So we have to apply crisscross method between A and B and between A and C. So apply crisscross method, find out the ratio first. So this is 50, this is 60, 50, 65. Resultant is 52.50, 52.50. So let's find the ratio. So this is 2.5 and this is 7.5. So this ratio is 3:1. 3:1. Similarly, this ratio is 1:, so this comes out to be 12.5. So 5:1. So ratio A is to B is to C. So ratio between A and B 3:1. Ratio between A and C 5:0:1. Now the basic most answer could have been 5 plus 3, 8:1:1, but that is none of the options. So let's try each option one by one. So as per this option, B is equal to 4. So if B is equal to 4, that means you are multiplying this term by 4. So 12:4:0 and C is equal to 2. So if C is equal to 2, that means you are multiplying this by 2 into 2. So 10:0:2. So does this fit? 22:4:2. So no, this did not fit the entire description. So this cannot be the option. So let's try the second option. So now let's try the second option. So as per the second option, B is equal to 3. So B is equal to 3. That means you have to multiply this by 3. So 9:3:0 and C is equal to 4. So if C is equal to 4, you have to multiply this by 4. So to make C is equal to 4, you have to multiply each term by 4. So 20:0:4. So you will achieve 3:4, but one ratio gets disturbed. So this becomes 29. But here it is 23. So this option also does not fit. Let's try the next option. So now let's try the option number C. So as per this, B is equal to 3. So to make B is equal to 3, you will have to multiply each term with 3. So this will be 9:3:0 and C is equal to 2. To make C is equal to 2, you have to multiply each term with 2. So this will be 10:0:2. So if you add them up, 10 plus 9, 19, 3 plus 0, 3, 0 plus 2, 2. So this can be the answer, 19:3:2. So yes, all the 3 terms match. So this is the correct option. So this is how you have to do. So just a bit of caution. So whenever you see such questions and if you are running short of time, you should keep these kind of questions for the last. If you have enough time at your hand, only then should you attempt such questions, because solving these kind of questions, each questions would require at least 3 minutes. So in those 3 minutes you can solve like double the in half the time you can solve a normal questions. So whenever you see such questions, the general tendency is to keep it for the last. So if you have enough time, you can always revisit, you can always come back and solve these questions.